Hello everyone, today we will solve LeetCode problem 982. So in this problem we have to design a time-based key value data structure that can store multiple values for the same key at different timestamp and retrieve the key values at a certain timestamp. So like here we have one class, in that we have one function method set and one get. Set method we have key value and timestamp, and we have to store these values, and also we have one get function, in that we have to return a value such that set was called previously with time spent previous will be less than equal to time spent. If there are multiple such values, it returns the value associated with the largest timestamp previous. If there are no values, it returns this empty string. So let's try to understand this solution by one example. Like here, first of all we have to initialize, then we have to set it. Now here in our data structure we have this key foo, and for that we have currently one value bar and the timestamp is 1. Now when the timestamp, now let's assume we want to get the value for foo. In that scenario 1, so the previous time spent, it will be less than or equal to that current. So yeah, it is less than or equal to, and for 3 also it is less than or equal to. Then we add one more key and value pair here. Then also we did the same thing. And one more thing is that whenever we are setting some values, we are always getting the timestamp increasing order. And here these are the constraints, and here we can see that at most 2 into 10 to the power of calls met set and get. So basically we have to solve this problem in of n time complexity or of n log n time complexity. So let's first of all try to set the value here. So let's start with the okay. So here when we can set if our key is not, yeah, so here we have to define our data. So we can define our data like that, and if key not in self.data, in that scenario if key not in self.data, then we can perform one operation self.data dot key will be a empty string. So here now let's assume the key is not in our data sheet, then we have to create an empty string list, and now we can append the new data like value and timestamp pair in our data structure like this. Dot append, here we have our value and also our timestamp. Okay, now this is for so, whenever we call the set function, and the time complexity of this thing is of n. Now let's try to get the value. So here what we have to do here, let me explain you this thing by one example. Will take some time, yeah. So let's assume we have a we have one key and also value. In value we have two things, first one is value and second in timestamp. So now let's assume we have any value 1, and here let's assume our time is 4. Then also we have here some value v2, time will be 8, then v3, time will be 13. So like that we have so many values, and as we can see that these time stamps are in increasing order, and if we want to get a position of some number, here we can use binary search, because in the getter method, let me show you. In the getter method, here also we have timestamp, and we have to get the value from our list that is less than or equal to this timestamp. So for that we will use binary search here. So now how we will solve this problem? So first of all, we have to create a function here, binary search. Okay, in binary search we have self, also we have our array, we have left, we have right, and also we have target. So here now the first condition is that our right always greater than or equal to left. Else, in else condition, in the else condition, here we will write some code after some time. So first of all, here we have to get the mid. So mid is equal to left plus right divide 2. And also now we have to get the value from our array that will be made of 1, because in that array we also have one more array with 2 elements. First one is value and second is timestamp, so we are getting the second value here. Now here, if our value is equal to target, in that scenario we can simply return the index mid. Else if our value is less than target, then we have to move in the right side. So here we have to return self dot binary search. Here we have an array, then mid plus 1. Also we have our right with the target value. Target value. In the else condition, we will do the same thing, but in this scenario we have to move in the left side. So here we have to write left and right, not right, mid minus 1. So now here we have to write some conditions in the else condition also. Now let's assume if like in our timestamp we are starting from 5, 10, 12, 15, and we want to get the value for the timestamp value 3. In that scenario, there we don't have any answer, so then we have to return a empty list. So for that, here let's assume in each time we are going to call this function if our value is very, very small and that does not exist in the given array. So after some time our right value will be negative. When we will call this code whenever right is greater than equal to left, but when left is greater than equal to right, in this scenario here our right will be negative. So if right less than 0, then we have to return -1 because we don't have any solution. In the else condition, if our right is not equal to 0, then we will we are getting values from this function. So here now the value does not exist and it is a very big value. So then we have to return our right index, that you can fetch the value from that index. So like that we can write the code for binary search. Now let's try to write the code for the get function, and then we will see that it is working or not. Okay, so here we have the first thing. If key in self dot data, if it is not uh, in this, then we have to return empty list, the first thing. Then in second thing, we have one array that will be self dot data of key. Okay, and also we have to get the index, because we want to print the value, for a particular time stamp. So index will be self dot binary search. In that, first of all, we have to give our array, then initial index, then right part. After that, we have our timestamp. This is our target value. So here, if our index is equal to -1, then also we have to return empty list. In other scenario, we have to return ARR of index of 0. Now let's try to run this code. We got some error. Not if key in, sorry, here we have to write like this: if key in self dot data dot append, we are getting some error. So self dot data of key dot append. First of all, if key not in, my dear, we did small mistakes here. Let me see. It is working fine, perfectly fine. Now let's try to submit it, and then I will explain you again what we are doing. Yeah, it is running perfectly fine. There is no error. Now let me explain you this thing again. So first of all, we have to use a data structure. In that, we can set a key and value for pair. So for that, we have to use hash map. So for that, the time complexity will be of 1. Then we have to use a get function. So in get function, here also, we have to perform 2 into 10 to the power 5 operation. So here we can do this operation log of n time or of 1 time. So now here we are getting always, time stamp value in an increasing order. So in that scenario, we can basically use binary search here. So for that, we used binary search here to get the index, that is which value is less than or equal to our timestamp. So for that, we used binary search to get the index of that particular value, and then we are simply printing the solution. And in binary search, we did the same thing. Like this code is similar, but here we did a little bit different thing. Whenever the right is less than 0, we return -1, else we return right. So like that, we can use binary search here in this problem, and we can solve this problem in a very simple way. So this is for this problem. If you face any difficulty in this solution, then please comment. And also, if you want to get the solution of some other problem, then also you can comment the problem name in the comment section. Thank you for watching this.